What's up, anime fans? It's your boy Nick at Night here. Welcome to the Anime Cookout. I know what you're thinking. What is this? We're going to be breaking down bits and pieces, bite sized moments of anime that you do not want to miss right here. Me and my brother in law Drew are going to be making sure that we give you everything that you can digest when it comes to anime. So sit back, enjoy our first episode, our pilot episode of our anime podcast, and be on the lookout for all anime stuff. Make sure you like, subscribe if you like what we're going to be doing later. As you know, we always break down, give you reactions, react to what the episodes are of shows, animes. But today is really our official podcast time, and we're just going to talk to you about
So
things
fun.
going on. And what do you want to add, Andrew? What are we going to be breaking down to everybody in the anime world?
Absolutely, man. Well, want to thank everybody joining us. Episode one of the podcast, Waterless Corner. We're pretty much water cooler talk right now. If you don't get the reference, it's working in an office. You just shoot the breeze about the anime that's coming up. We're recapping. Want to just do a little quick recap of Tokyo Revengers, Vinland Saga. If you don't know, we did those videos. Go check them out on our YouTube channel as well. Videos below. Check those out. That being said, Nick, what do you think, man? Tokyo Revengers so far. Season two, how did it compare to season one? Was it plus minus? Was it worse? Where were you at on that?
Ooh, that's a. I think it's hard to compete with like season ones of animes. Um, Season one had so many characters, so many lovable characters, Baji and all them. Spoiler alerts if you haven't watched any of it. But yeah, they they had a lot of wars too, a lot of fights. The Halloween War, they had a lot of different things. But I will say there
I
was
don't
one.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to disagree with you, man.
No, it
Season one was okay. I
yeah.
mean, it was good. Warren, it was good. But I like season two better. Other than the whole Taji
Just
thing and everything like that, and without, if they could have just did that in like two episodes, that would have been cool.
yeah.
But man, I have to totally disagree with you on that, man.
Well, I
I
would
really think
I,
season two was better than season one. This is
yeah.
I rarely does it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was one of those. Season two had a lot of better character development, a lot of better mystery. Season one was like Valhalla and the Halloween fight,
Yeah.
were the only really big notable things, man. I mean, other than that, it was Takamichi crying for
And that's
45
what I
episodes.
love, dude. I love the characters that cry on the anime.
Oh man, Lord, that's something you say in the corner by
Nah,
yourself, man. Write that down on a piece of paper, bro.
nah. I said there's. I guess for me, it's because like I'm. I mean, when season two continues, I think it's gonna blow season one out of the water completely and everything. I did love the. For me, it was the war, the Valhalla War, like seeing them actually fight, like going at it, to where Black Dragons was kind of like done, like 1 2 episodes and it was done, and like
We we did miss a big old chance to see what's his name, Daiku, or Draken.
Dragon,
We
yeah,
did miss a big old opportunity to see Draken take down Valhalla. So or Black Dragon.
yeah,
Sorry, we did miss that, and that was a regrettable type of thing. Like, ah man, I wish that I would have saw that. It would have been nice.
yeah.
But as far as the fights go, I think this one was a lot better.
Oh, this
Like,
yeah, it has better fights. What am I gonna remember? All I'm gonna remember from this season is Taiju throwing church pews, and then the other one I'll remember the war of
wow.
the Baji and everybody coming in. But I do I know where this season's headed, and so I'm like very excited for what is in store. If you are not watching Tokyo Revengers, jump on the train right now and watch it because yeah, it's gonna be really good. going forward. I think.
Nice, nice. So yeah, and I'm holding and reserving reading the manga so that I don't see it and I more like get surprised by it, because to be truthful, man, I think it's a lot. What I've heard about the manga is it's a lot of reading. It's like a lot of dialogue, a lot of reading, and I'm like, I barely want to read Japanese stuff, man. Like, I'll wait till the dub comes out and watch an anime, So it's like, where do we go from there, like,
Yeah.
like I don't want to read a 6 hour page book. Like, man, like who was it? It was one of those. I was reading. Oh, that's what it was. Rurouni Kenshin. So I read Rurouni Kenshin, and it's like it reads like a novel, bro. Like the dialogue is so long and detailed, and like when they describe a story, there before every chapter there's a story, like it like outlines the chapter for you, and you have to read like 4 pages of text and stuff like that. And, oh, it's worse, man. So that's why I was like, when I heard that, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm gonna do. Tokyo Revengers, the manga, because I was like, man, I don't want to read it,
Yeah.
So that's one of the bad things I think about the manga versus the anime. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like going in, I knew Tokyo Revengers was gonna be nothing but dialogue. Like that's Tokyo Revengers, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, season 2, I think it's a lot better though. I think it is. I think it's a lot. It gets you more captivated in the story
I,
versus Tokyo Revengers 1.
I will say that there during season 2, there's been more of me like, ooh, okay, next week I really want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Whereas season 1, I'd be like, I'm gonna let 2 weeks go by and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll catch up later. And so I will give it that. There's been for sure more of, ooh, okay, it's out. Ooh, okay, I want to watch it now. Ooh, okay. And I mean, I bought Hulu just for it. Like that and
Oh.
Bleach. That and Bleach is why I have it. But yeah,
Yeah, man, I'm with you on that. I agree. One, I think I let the entire season go by before I picked it up, and I watched like 80% dubbed, and then like the last 20 in sub because like it was good. Don't get me wrong, like it was good. I'll watch it, but not the way season 2 was, man. Season 2 was like it was pretty hype, man. But I guess like to be truthful, like I had a little better expectation for season 2 in the sense like I thought more answers were gonna get put out there,
yeah,
and because we really like to be truthful, we really didn't learn anything. We didn't learn anything about the time skipping. We didn't learn anything about whether this was why it's happening or
yeah,
like we didn't learn anything. We just like sort of like grew a story. Now, whether they're gonna do that in the second half, I think so. They're gonna like probably give us a little more detail on what's going on in the world in that universe versus us keeping us in the dark the way they did in season 2. Because like we didn't even know if it worked out in the end. Like like the way season 1 did it.
yeah,
Like he went back and it showed us like, oh crap, things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to, and you need to jump back. So, and then like when we hit season 2, remember I told you kind of alluded that he was time skipping a lot
yeah.
already, So like, where's those lost pages? So that's that's where I leave off on Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah, it's I going through the grapevine of Twitter and I did read stuff, so a lot of our answers do get answered. I will say that. I will not spoil it for people because I was kind of disappointed to read the manga piece that I read and I was like, no. But yeah, some crazy stuff happens for sure. And we've talked about it. It's the butterfly effect. I mean, it's gonna keep changing as we
Oh
go.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I mean, we get a break, and I mean, it's an anime. You get your breaks, and you kind of
Yeah.
you understand because people need their breaks also. But
No, 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 no. I'm like old school, man. Turn them out every day, bro.
I, I
Like
mean,
do
I'm
do a do a South Park, man. I want them episodes coming out the week of. You're
I'm
wrapping up production the week of.
Well, you remember I told you I was like I was weirded out because One Piece didn't show anything for like 3 weeks, and then you were like, dude, they're like struggling to get.
Yeah, they were all dying. They were like two of them had like went into like the hospital and stuff, and like the main director, he was like gone crazy and stuff. They were like they shut that place down, bro, for One Piece. And you were like, I don't know why One Piece has an issue. I'm like, yeah, dude, because everybody went crazy. They're like they're like doing rehab over there,
I
man.
was so used to it. Saturday night watching One Piece, and
Yeah, yeah.
nah,
They said they needed a break. They were like,
yeah.
we're going crazy. We need a break. But yeah. So Tokyo Revengers overall score, man. What would you give it?
Ooh, I'll give it as an overall. We're doing one to five.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking 1 to 5. I mean, I'll give it a 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah,
You're generous.
I
I give
am
it a
generous.
4.2. I give
Yeah,
it a four point
it's
two.
one of my favorites. I always vouch for it, and I think that's why I'm like
Well,
so.
we just found out because oh wait, no, that was we. I had a little technical difficulties, but I don't think you mentioned it on this one, did you? That you like to see him cry. you,
Oh no, no,
you like to see your protagonist cry.
it's it's like some of my favorite animes. I'm like, all right, like y'all can show some emotions because I ain't gonna show them out here, but I'll live through you guys. Now,
Heck no, bro. I'm machismo anime all the way, bro. I like my what's his name, Fist of the Northern Star, bro. Never even broke a tear, bro. The world obliterated in front of him, man. He was just like, "Yep, we move on to the next."
no, I think for me it's just like it's also the characters. Like if I like the characters in it a lot, like where there's multiple, I think that's where it's at. Like I mean, for me, One Piece, there's multiples I like. Tokyo Revengers, multiples I like. My Hero, there's I know we've talked about it. There's not really somebody you really like. There's a few, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
like
like there's like two that are like
yeah,
I
like
really like it.
I cannot in My Hero Academia. I cannot say I like a single character. Like there really isn't. I mean, I medium for all of them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Just like
yeah,
medium for all of them, bro. Because this is like, I'll watch it. I like it. I
yep,
love the concept. I love the idea. It's like takes me back to my childhood, man. Watching like X-Men cross with
yeah,
like a little bit of like cyber, like in the future type of X-Men. I don't know if you remember in the 90s, man. It's the X-Men episode where Wolverine travels back in time, and he goes to Bishop, and
yeah,
we're like all in the cyber future type. You
yeah.
know, that's the way this makes me feel. You know, like it's that kind of future type. You know, so but yeah, My Hero. Segue into it. That's a great time. You know, My Hero, it ended, last week. It ended. So the season 7 is coming up. So in My Hero, I do like My Hero. I like everything is about My Hero, man. I think it's an awesome anime, fun. We haven't seen one like that in a long time, and it kind of like boggles your mind. Like that should be a pretty normal thing in the anime world, like mutant powers and stuff like that. But I guess they
Yeah.
were like trying not to copy Marvel's X-Men, because I mean this is just what Japanese Marvel X-Men, mutants, so it's just that,
Yeah, yeah,
We're
it's
just
pretty
watching
much.
a new, we're just watching a new invention of it, with a little kinder spirits,
Yeah.
But we really don't talk My Hero Academia. I know you watch it, but you're like, we really don't talk it.
Yeah.
But to flip it, who do you agree more? Are you like see, I agree more with and I'm horrible with names.
Yeah.
But
Was it the League of Villains or
League of Villains.
yeah.
I agree more with the League of Villains versus like even like All for One or One for All. Like I really don't agree with him,
Yeah.
because it's like kind of like dumb. It's very, 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 very cliche kind of guy, right? But like League of Villains, like he's making a solid point.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not making a space, and I'm not that kind of person, but like in the sense of thing, is like you're not making a space for all the scattered people that have mutant powers that some we can't control, some are like out of whack. So like he's like the Magneto type.
Yeah.
And I always love Magneto in
Yeah.
the X-Men. Wolverine #1 because we're the same height. but Magneto definitely, he's like the Magneto type. He's just like, hey man, I don't agree. Like, let mutants be free, and you're not doing that. You're only taking and accepting the mutants that you want. So that's my kind of thing. I like the League of Villains over like the Academy and the whole Federation. Maybe because I don't like big government, but
Yeah.
that's a little throw it in there.
Yeah, like for me, my favorite character is Dobby. So
Fire guy.
it's just I just like
Everybody
him,
likes
like
Tommy,
yeah.
man.
I like his story of like what he went through, what he's doing, and like you
Also,
know,
are you caught up with season 6?
yeah, I'm
Oh,
caught up completely. Yeah, I've watched.
okay, yeah, yeah. Him being part of Endeavor's family line
Yeah,
kind of like cheapened everything, man.
I
For me,
did. I
I didn't
I
like
felt
it.
I did say though I felt in the manga like he was more of like I'm gonna make everybody hate you, whereas like in the anime it kind of made it like everybody's gonna hate you, but you're still a hero, so we're gonna love you. It was kind of, and I don't know if I read it differently because it's animated now, but it just felt to me like I was like ugh, like. But I like the stories behind the league, like Twice, like how what he went through, how he got betrayed. Spinner being, of course,
No. So with Twice, he had to be betrayed,
yeah.
and quite frankly, I don't know. I Twice was alright to me. I was like, not
I just
good.
like him as like he's. I just like him talking to himself. That was it. It reminds me of like the Mask, I guess.
Oh, the mask.
Yeah,
Oh, Joe Carey.
yeah. That's what it
um,
reminded me of. But
no. Because like, if you go, dude, this is shot by shot, uh, plot by plot X Men
it
because
is
because Twice. You know who Twice is, right?
Mimic. Yeah.
Mimic? No, he's not
Or
Mimic. He's Morph.
oh, Morph. Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's Morph, man.
yeah,
That's straight up Morph, dude.
yeah.
Like, I was like, when I was watching, I'm like, what is Morph doing in there? like he
I
even
mean,
almost had the same storyline as
I
Morph,
mean,
man.
Dobby's Pyro. I mean, it's pretty much.
Like, yeah, man. Like, this is it's almost a shot for shot for X Men, man. If no one ever made those references, like, I'm sorry, you're not really watching. You're not a fan of animation, or I guess you haven't gone back that far as I have.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was. I think growing up with X-Men and Marvel and all that, that's what kind of like you said, it brings you back to that childhood part. When it ended, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the episode yet, but seeing the other heroes, I guess, come from like the other countries and everything, that was kind of cool. Or
Oh yeah, like, because you kind of thought Japan, well, Neo Japan, right?
yeah,
Like, was the only real country out there. That's what they made it feel like in the
yeah,
first 5 seasons. Like, you didn't even hear about, like, oh, in America their heroes are like this, or oh, because you made it feel like it was isolated in Japan only.
yeah,
But then it turns out like, you know, the US has their heroes as well. Like, first of all, how is All Might #1? Like, we're US, we're US of A. You
yeah,
know damn well we have a hero that champions over everybody in the world, right? Like, we're the American Empire, bro. Like, I was like, what? Like, what? When they said that, man, like, I was like, what? Like, wait, All Might is supposed to be the #1 hero of everybody. I guess in Japan only. So, but
yeah,
yeah, no, but like I said, my hero, I think in the end, I think it ended really bad. I love that they're putting Deku through that sort of ridiculous, stupid, so stupid ending portion. Like, okay, spoilers if you have not seen it, please. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, so putting that whole, they have an internal signal knowing exactly where he is at all times, and he has to be on the move all the time, is the most stupidest thing I had ever came across in like a warrior arc. That is the most dumbest thing in the world. I don't know how you feel towards it, but towards me, man, I was just like, that is stupid, man. I was
It,
like, how does that even make sense? Like now he has to be constantly on the move, and like he was like he took it upon himself, like, oh, I'm just gonna like, dude, it's like that
I
don't even
felt
make
I
sense.
felt that was like filler. Like they just did it to add fluff and
Well, no, they did it to nerf him.
oh yeah, I
Because
mean
remember, like he needs a driving point of where he goes, and like when he goes into his internal self, right,
yeah.
and he has to gain the other six powers, right? They literally had to nerf him in a way, like it's the same thing. Like when they made oh man, let me get his name real quick. Um, and I know I'm gonna see it in Tomura. So as
Yeah.
soon as they see Tomura, they had to give Tomura they because I mean All Might would have destroyed him, right? And whenever he did his Detroit Punch on Tomura, like that didn't destroy him. Like that like kind of stuff doesn't make sense because they needed a story driven forward, and I didn't like that at all, man. I was just like I was like that when and it ended. I was just like that is the stupidest thing in the world,
It's
man.
it's
Like
like when Superman got too strong and then they started to make kryptonite. It is like
yeah, or lead. Like
yeah,
lead. They literally there was nothing, bro. Like the writers, the original writers for Dick Comics, they were like, oh, we had to give them something, right? And the biggest thing at the time was like nuclear weapons. Like the only way you could shield yourself from radiation was lead, and
yeah.
that's the only thing they could think of was lead. It's like, oh my god, it's like the Green Lantern and his weakness being wood. Like
Yeah.
what? Like the man could get knocked out with a piece of wood?
Yeah.
Like, like this doesn't even make sense, bro. Like
It-
okay, all right. Ran over. Overall, My Hero Academia season 6, what would you give that score?
I'll give it a I'll give it a 4.
4 for
4
season
point
6?
No, I'll give it a 4.5.
All right,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I'll give it 4.5. I'm trying to think
Season 5
yeah,
was like
season
a 3.
well, I had to separate the seasons in my head because I mean it's 6 and I'm like, okay, where did it end? Where did it start? And
Yeah,
with I think with all the war and the destruction, that was where I was like, yeah, okay, this is
yeah.
and then I
That
mean,
whole chasing her and like that whole
yeah,
bull,
that
that was dumb. Season 5 was one of those trash seasons in your anime where like you can basically skip over it, nobody cares.
yeah.
But like season 6, I think really redeemed itself, And then I'm taking it like once again, I don't read the manga on that one, but like I take it it's gonna be like season 7 is gonna be rocking, man, rocking
Yeah.
real hard.
I think it's what the final season, right?
No. I
Or
think they're going to 10. I
10?
think
Okay, well
it's
good.
10
It
for sure.
gives
Yeah,
me
yeah.
3 more.
Yeah, I think it's 10 for sure, but I think after that, I
Or
think it ends because I think
3 or
it's
4.
still currently going. Uh,
Yeah, I wasn't too sure on it. I haven't really been reading the mangas. I've been trying to
yeah, it's still continuing.
okay, good. All right.
Yeah, it's still continuing.
All right.
There's 37 volumes, and yeah, so it's
Yeah.
still going
Man,
good. Yeah, I think they
can't take
got
it
up
for
to like season 10 for sure,
all
and
right.
then maybe I think it's like crescendoing to an end. Like, yeah, I think they're like this final arc. I think that's what you heard. I think
Yeah.
that's what it was. The final arc is being published.
Ah, okay.
Doing
So
the
that's what
final
it is then.
arc. Yeah,
That's what it yeah.
yeah. But it's like I think it's gonna be like that type of thing, like One Piece. I have speculation. I don't think we're listening to Deku. I think we're listening to somebody else, and that inherit the power of All for
All
One,
for one. Yeah,
right? So we're hearing somebody else because remember, like it makes sense because like Deku's able to hear all those other stories, right? All
yeah,
those other people. So I think it's that kind of situation. That's why he has such detail, but he has an outside detail and he has knowledge about stuff that she shouldn't have knowledge about, right? He's like, even if he had like, like, oh man, I'm listening to this, right? Or like I read this in a report, right? He has outside knowledge, other knowledge that he shouldn't have. But that's just my theory, right? But back to what I was saying. But with that being said, I think it's the final arc being written that is that's happening right now. So I think it's going to be like a One Piece situation where it's just the beginning, and we're going to get more stories out of My Hero Academia. Yeah. So hopefully. So with that being said, yeah, I have to agree. 4.5 was where I was leaving season 6 for My Hero Academia because it was like that. I enjoyed just about every episode. Kind of slow in the beginning, but it picked up really fast and it didn't stop. So that was really fun. So no more training arcs. God damn.
yeah.
Like,
I
dude,
don't
put
want to
it
see
in the
those.
montage, man.
Yeah, I don't want to see those ever again.
Yeah, those training arcs are stupid. And then, all right, so Vinland Saga is the other one we did. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. I recommended Vinland Saga in the beginning. I was like, season one, watch season one. It's so awesome. And then we did season one, and then season two came around, and I guess, man, I didn't read the anime, the manga, so shame on me, because we got Farmland 2.0 Farmland, and then they did an update. They updated. They did a patch. We got a little DLC for Farmland. We got Farmland DLC, and then finally, towards the end, we get a little bit of action. Midway through, we get a little bit of action with Clute and his storyline, which was really good. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the Clute's parts. He did really good. But in the end, I have to say, not spectacular. Not a fan. Season two, not a fan. Not a fan. If I could boot kick something, that would have been that right there. Just boot kicked it right out of my lineup, bro. I contemplating talking with you and say, hey man, we got to do something else, man. But the weirdest, oddest thing in the world was that those are the ones that got all the views on the YouTube channels. All
Yep.
those stupid Vinland videos, man. Like I'm like, I don't understand it, man, because like I didn't enjoy it, man. It was really rough. It was real rough, man, to watch Vinland Saga.
For me, it feels like if I was to watch it now from one to where we're at, I wouldn't mind it because I can just forget about the learning how to cut trees down and learning the farming techniques. Like people forget we literally learned how to farm for whenever Armageddon happens because I'm prepared already thanks to Vinland Saga. I know that what horses can do to help me put trees down. I feel like I can build a log cabin. It I felt like I was watching like Alaskan Frontier, like on
Oh,
Discovery or something. Because
I don't think you can plan out there in Alaska,
I don't
bro.
think you can either. But I felt like some of the stuff they were doing, I was like, oh, okay, like this is what I'm watching now. I'm on National Geographic or something. Like once I
Definitely.
accepted that I wasn't getting like fighting, I guess my expectations went lower, so I was able to enjoy it a bit more.
Nah,
But it never reached like, oh man, Vinland Saga's out today. I want to watch it. It was like, oh, Vinland Saga's out. We have to talk about it. Let me watch it.
hey, what was worse was that I had to watch it and then give an analysis over it, right? A review over it. So
Yeah.
I had to watch it like twice, sometimes three times, because I fall asleep. I like
Yeah.
literally like, and then I wake up and be like, "Oh crap, I'm watching Vinland Saga," because it was the boringest thing in the world. Um, Next season, I guess it's supposed to be a lot better, man. Because like, unlike that, I do my research for Vinland Saga, so I read the manga and I'm very like about and man, it rocks. And I told you like the last episode they skipped over like an entire chapter of action, man. Like death action, like season one action type of stuff. And they just skipped right over it and just wrote the boring shit. And oh my god, leave that. Wrote the boring crap,
Yeah.
man. Like just wrote all the boring stuff and stuck it in the anime. I'm like, where's all the action at, man? Remember, I was like, there's some moments where I'm like, I'll go through the manga because it's like page for page and scene for scene, right? And I'm reading through it, and then like they'll go into action, and then like I'm in my head, I'm like, wait a second, that didn't happen next in the anime. I was like, oh, you're intentionally boring the hell out of us. Oh, okay, thank you, map. So I will go on map, and I will not on our Armadoro, but on my personal one to be like, map, you horrible. I get into fights with people, man, because they're like, this is the best anime of the year. 2023. There's nothing compared to it. I'm like, dude, are y'all watching My Hero Academia? Are y'all watching what's the other one? Tokyo Revengers? Did y'all see Attack on Titan? So like, man, that's the crazy part. But absolutely, man. I think Vinland Saga. What do you rate it this season? Season two. And what would you need to see in season three to say like, ah, yeah, I'm coming back to that?
I'll give it a 3.5. Um, Anywhere from 3.5 to 4 for me. And I feel 4 is me being super generous. To the artwork. We always talk about it. The artwork in it is amazing.
Yeah,
Like
it's
their artwork, like
yeah,
even when it was just talking scenes, like whenever Thorfinn was talking to Askeladd, it was like this is some amazing artwork. Like the gore and everything. I was like, this is crazy. But then I realized that I'm seeing just talking the whole episode. So I was like, okay.
yeah.
But I had to appreciate it. The favorite word of everybody on Twitter and YouTube, character development. Yeah, I mean they did it probably a little too much in a few episodes, but we saw the yin and yang of it, and so I do appreciate the yin and yang thing of it. Of Thorfinn, Canute, how they switched pretty much from season 1 to 2. So I'm not terribly mad at it. I'm already 2 seasons in invested, so I'm gonna keep going, but I just want to see some more action. Like for Tokyo Revengers to have more action than you is kind of pretty bad. Like, and I get people like, oh, it's not a shonen. I'm not asking for it to be a shonen. I'm just asking you give me anything. Like you said, you could have the chickens fighting for all I care. Give me something like
And they
anything.
would, and they say character development, and it's like yeah, but we can still have action. It's a balance. It's
Yeah,
a balance. Like we didn't need to see an entire crop grow through 5, 6 episodes and then be turned up on it. Like, yeah, you got me in the heartstrings a little bit, like, oh, the hard work, yeah, but well, I'm ready for Thorfinn to pull that sword out and slash that dude's neck off. Like, is this gonna trigger him? No, it didn't trigger him. So yeah, I see what you're saying, man. So what you're saying is that no, I don't think you answered the question yet. So what would you need to see in season three to redeem it in your eyes?
war. Some type of war, anything. And that's the thing. Like everybody's like Thorfinn, you're not gonna see him do it again. Okay, he's not the only character. Like Canute is literally killing everybody on the thing. So it's like, give me him. That's fine. You want to put Thorfinn as your guy that he redeemed himself. He's following his father's foot. I applaud it. That's great. But like you said, balance. I need balance. You can feed both mouths of people of fan bases that you want to. it's just the thing. It's the good person. It's the heroes and villains. It's some people go with the villains, some people go with the heroes, but you get both of them, and people are happy. It's I was tired of hearing the character development and all that. I need war. I need something. I don't care if it's arguing and then a few punches, or arguing and some swords clanking together and stuff. Somebody's finger gets flying off or something. I don't care. Something.
Right, right. Well, they wanted to be what do you call it? Passionate storytelling, and you're like, yeah, dude, but that's not what I was promised in season one.
Yeah.
Like, like at the very end of season one, it didn't give us the indication that he was going to be a slave and be farming every day. That's not what it did, and I think that was the biggest drawback for me. So 4 out of 5, or what? Not 4 out of 5, out of 5 stars. What do you give Vinland Saga?
Oh, I said I give it 3.54, bro.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said in the
you're
beginning. I
more
was like
you're more
three.
generous than
Well, I
me.
said 3.5. That's why I said I was like it's the artwork for me. That's why whenever I said it, I was like I'm gonna go 3.5 just because of the artwork and
Well,
getting
I'll
more
give
into
it a
the
solid 3.
yeah.
Solid 3, only because Canute saved it in the end. Like, forget everything else. Canute saved it in the end.
Yeah.
Like,
That's where I
mostly
was at. The
you
ending was
disappoint me.
it finished strong for me with a kind of strong. I don't want to say like super
Yeah,
strong,
I
but
wasn't saying strong. I think you're taking a little too
finished
far strong.
like a few
It
push-ups.
finished.
Yeah.
It
It
finished.
finished okay. Yeah.
It finished. They gave it a season 3. Nah, I'm just joking because it's gonna hopefully season 3 lights up. Hopefully.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
that being said, let's segue into the next. So from fantastical fighting to 10th century fighting, all the way from Neo Tokyo in some alternate universe where it looks like every day, but he's picking up cues and throwing them across the rooms and stuff like that. Let's go into another fantastical Japan, and let's talk about Blue Lock. So Blue Lock was 20 episodes, right? Is that what it is?
24.
24
Yeah.
episodes. Sort of didn't want it to end, but it ended. But how was Blue Lock for you?
I do not like sports animes. I'm sorry for all you Haikyuu fans out there. I'm not I'm not a fan of them, but
Never watched it.
it's for me it was at first I thought it was going to be soccer meets Squid Games, and that's what I was getting. And then it kind of turned into something different, and I mean, it has some, like you say, fantastical things that happens. Like I'm like, okay, that's not possible now. But it started off kind of like, oh, okay. Then it started getting into like that guy's ankle would have broke type stuff.
Right.
But I enjoyed it. Like it wasn't like I was watching soccer or I was watching just sports anime. It was something different. The storytelling, the character, real character development of each person, like how their pieces and their chemical balances work together. And it was very good because it wasn't the typical like, oh, all the good guys are together. It's like, oh, well, you have like King Bara over there, and he's just like, I'm not gonna care. I'll work with whoever because I'm gonna devour everybody. And then you
Right.
have like Ren over there, and it's just like all these characters, and it gave us a lot of characters.
Right.
If you were to ask me like name all of them, I definitely could not name all of them.
Bro,
But
dude, every time we talk about it, I have to pull up a character list and look at all these characters because there's so many, and they all look alike. Like, if you not notice, like Rin and Isagi, I
yeah,
mean, the only thing that separates them is height. Like, Isagi's like 2 inches, 2 foot tall, or smaller than him, man. Like, that's the only thing that separates these two guys.
yeah,
So look, I was skeptical at the beginning because everybody said Blue Lock, and then it was like soccer, and I'm like, okay. I watched The Prince of Tennis. Let me go in there. Hopefully, it's like that. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. I look forward to Blue Lock. every single weekend, man. I was just like, oh man. And then when I missed the weekend, I was like, oh good, I can watch two of them at the same time, and I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about like waiting for the next. So is what I'm thinking of. Sorry. Uh, so Blue Lock, solid. Recommend. Get in there, watch it. Can't echo enough of what you said. Character. That's the way you want to do character development. Like they're showing action at the same time. They are giving us them actually evolving into a better person. Like you can't ask for better storytelling, right?
Yeah.
Because as we're seeing these actions unfold, we're seeing them grow at the same time. And that's where you want to be things. Unlike our Vinland Saga, right? Because they just said, "Oh, we don't care. We're just gonna do
Yeah.
what we want." So that that being said, Vinland Saga, what do you give it?
Oh, you mean
And
Blue
I
Lock?
think the new season is it's called Blue Rock.
Yeah.
I don't think it's called Blue Lock. I think they call it Blue Rock.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a translation error.
I thought it was. I think it was a translation error. When
Okay.
I saw it, I was like, "What the?"
Yeah, because everybody was in Japan. They're spelling it Blue Rock.
I mean, it might change. I mean, they.
What do
I
you
mean
think of
that
that?
they might change. I mean, I'm.
All
It's like,
right.
I'm gonna be confused going forward, but maybe they mean like blue rocks, like it rocks. I don't know. It was for sure one of my most enjoyable animes of this time right now. I mean, it's kind of hard because we started off the year with Bleach and Chainsaw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And actually, to be quite honest, Bleach was a fairly disappointing.
yeah.
Actually, you know what? Thanks for bringing that up because I totally forgot we did those too. Totally did.
Those were in the beginning.
We've been so fixated on Vinland and Tokyo, man. I forgot about Bleach and Chainsaw.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bleach was a huge disappointment right now. I was like,
Um.
oh man. Well,
Yeah.
I hope season 2 is better. Because I was like,
It.
this sucks.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard because like when you start the season, you're at top, and then, I mean, we talked about it, everybody's on like Vinland and like, oh man, it's the best thing. And it's like wait for the year to start because there's a lot of bangers coming out for sure. I'll give my grade on, I guess, Blue Lock first. I kind of want to go 5 because
Oh, okay.
because there wasn't
Yeah.
really any bad episodes except for like one. I felt where it's kind of like, okay, well, y'all talked a lot here, but like they kind of gave you a lot. I mean, you saw the top 5 players of the world. They explained everything well. They had a lot of like characters that were brought in and change ups and everything. A lot of competition is what I like too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's where I was at. If yeah, I'll this would be my first 5. I'll give it that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. I have to because there's always something wrong with everything, right? Nothing's a perfect score, right? So I would have to say a 4.8.
Yeah.
It would be mine. 4.8. The only drawback that I had with it, right, was the like when ego gets in there and starts like over explaining something, kind of like they already told us their whole method behind. We spent an entire episode, 2-3 episodes of them explaining what they're doing, and then ego goes in there and like recaps everything, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, do we need it? Nah, not really, But that's just being so nitpicky. You know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, man, I rock Blue Lock, man. Go watch it. It is everyone enjoys it, man. Everyone can enjoy it. Even if you're not a fan of soccer, and I'm not, you're gonna enjoy it. But yeah, man, I missed. Thanks for bringing up. So Bleach came out. That was one of the first ones. I don't think we didn't do any videos for Bleach and Chainsaw, did we?
Yeah, we did. We started off. That's what we started off with. Yeah,
Oh man, look at you, man. You got
yeah,
excellent memory, man.
yeah. That's what
So
we started off with. Yeah,
Bleach, uh very, very anticlimactic, man. I built it up so big in my head, and when I watched it, I went back and rewatched it a few like last month, and I was just like, oh, yeah, it's not very interesting. It's like slow. It's starts off, very, very slow. It almost felt like a Dragon Ball Z thing, like when like they're preparing for a fight, in Dragon Ball Z, and they like 6 episodes talking about just preparing for the fight, so that kind of thing, right?
yeah.
So if I would have to give it any stars, I would say I'm gonna give it like maybe a 3.4, 3.5, because it wasn't all that.
Yeah, for sure. For me, rewatching it back, I guess it was that more of when it came out. I was like, "Ooh, it's back! All right." But then rewatching it, I was like, okay, this wasn't like the best. Like there was a lot of I agree. I'm gonna go 3.4 for me with it. Hopefully next season is really good.
Next season a little better. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's supposed to. It's supposed to be like really good coming
I
up.
mean,
So
it's also kind of hard to start with like a dominant war and then just
mhm.
drastically go down from there. It's like, but we know where it's leading to at least.
Yeah, yeah. Chainsaw Man. What do you give Chainsaw Man?
I'll give 3.5. Um,
Oh, okay.
Rewatching it total like fully through, there was moments where I was like, I mean, it's a new anime to a lot of people. Um, is it something that I would rewatch again? Yeah, it is. Is it making me want to keep it up to it? Yeah. But I think also like it reminds me of like a Game of Thrones type of thing. Like I'm not gonna have a favorite person in this anime at all. I'm
Okay.
just not. And but there's a lot of funny moments, like whenever they were kicking the katana guy and, and the balls and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's for me, it's a different flavor of anime. I feel like it's more like we say adult like anime type of thing. And so I enjoyed it. But yeah, for me, there was a few things where I was like, I kind of lingered on this, like that hotel room one. Like I get it, you're locked in a
Oh,
hotel, but it
yeah.
was like 2 episodes where you were just like talking to each other, like we don't have food, we don't have water, like what are we gonna do? And it's just like, come on, man, like
I, I agree. I think I think it was a little outdrawn, but I would have to disagree and say I would give it a solid 4.1, because it was good. It was good. I like the premise. I like everything. It's Jujutsu Kaisen light,
yeah,
Demon Slayer heavy. If we want to see a more realistic Demon Slayer, because that's what they do.
yeah,
So but I think it's gonna get better for season two. I think as we get to explore more of the universe, because right now we just took a snippet, and we're like watching we're in a very little window of that universe. So, we'll see what happens with that one. So that being said, animes that ended for this so far, right? Um, let's see. We did Chainsaw Man. Now y'all know me. I'm a fan of isekais. Those are my jams. Ren Zero ended, which is really good. Boom, 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 boom. Looking through here. Uh, Moku. Mushoku. Mushoku Kins. Mushoku Tensei. Jobless Reincarnation is coming out with season two, and it's rocking. Go check out our Twitter. I put up the video on there for the trailer for season two. Where did we go? My Hero Academia. We went over that one. Oh, We're gonna be doing some overviews on these animes because they're really good. The reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world, uh, dude, super fantastic, man. It ended that arc ended excellent. So it's new season coming up. Saving 80,000 gold in another world for my retirement. Hilariously funny. It's a cute anime. It's a isekai, of course, but it's cute. Go watch it. It's just fun to watch. Let me see. Boruto Next Generations. It's took its break. If you're into it, I
Hey,
guess. I don't like it at all.
I don't watch it, so
Here's another one I'm doing a quick. I'm doing an overview for. It's called Handyman Saito in Another World. Good anime, funny jokes, perverted jokes in there. It's really really good. I think everyone should go check that out. By the grace of the gods, fun anime. It's a very lighthearted anime. It tugs at your heartstrings. It's just a really wholesome anime, so you don't have to worry about all that craziness that we normally get. Then we got some upcoming ones that are happening. Let me get to that one. I already told you. Jobless Reincarnation is coming out, as well as Blue Lock season 2. They already dropped the trailer for that. Ren Zero season 3. They dropped the trailer for that. Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. They dropped the trailer. It was like everybody was dropping trailers the last couple of days. What's another one? Oh, so here's a good one. Solo Leveling 2024. If you haven't read the Korean manga, I think I forget what it's called, like called Mangala or something like that. If you have not read that, go back and read it. It's really really good, right? They have just this awesome premise and everything. It's really fun. Go check that out. Now, here's the official. Have you heard? Have you heard about Naruto and what they're planning on doing?
no.
Okay, so the creators of Naruto shot out a poll on Twitter, and not Twitter, my apology, on national, like one of the biggest anime websites that there is in Japan, and basically asked all their fans, right, what Naruto story would you want to see more of, or who would you want to see more of, right? And so they took a vote.
Saga though. No, just
No, where she does. So guess what happened? So it still hasn't. The poll still hasn't closed, but people were like, "Oh, we want to see more Kakashi," and they were like, "There's already a manga out on Kakashi, right?"
yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we want to see more about Sasuke." There's already a manga out on Sasuke. Actually, this Boruto arc is Sasuke's manga, right?
Yeah.
Then they were like overwhelmingly, everybody was like, "We want to see more Naruto," right? And they were like, "We can't do that," right? So they said they're going to make an Akatsuki series. So it's going to
Ooh.
be on all of the Akatsuki's. What they were doing a whole time before, where Nagato took him over and everything, and there were Yahiko took him over and everything. If you haven't heard, Nagato was a real person, right? That took him over, but Yahiko took him over, and like all their stories and adventures, straight up until Nagato and the Ten Tails. Straight up into that story arc, they're gonna tell all their stories behind all that. Like, what were they doing? How did they fund themselves? All of that. So it's gonna be a short series, but it's gonna be rocking.
I mean,
It's gonna be
they're
rocking.
basically this is their Mandalorian, like for Star Wars. Like
Why?
they
Why you
have
gotta do that? Why you gotta
they.
do
I mean,
that?
I'm glad they are, but I mean, they should have been doing this. You have so many unanswered questions that you could have done, like side stuff, and people. Your fan base is that big. You could have done this, and people will watch it. And I mean, I'm gonna watch it for sure. That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's just like follow. If the blueprint's working for people, just follow it. Like with your own stuff. I mean, we talked about it earlier, X-Men and, and My Hero. It's
Yeah, no. It's a direct copy.
yeah.
When I watched it, I was like, "What is Morph doing in that thing, man?" I'm like, "Get Morph out of there, bro." I was trying to see. And my computer may crash, so we may have to come back in there because I've been having issues with it. Who won the poll? Oh, not who won the whole poll, but who's in the lead? And I'm trying to see who is in the lead, but I can't. I have to dig into it to see who's in the lead right now in the poll.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was in Vince Comics. No, that's to read the manga. Yeah, I have to see who's in the lead. I have to go back and see who's in the lead, and I'll put it up on the Twitter on who's in the lead right now. But yeah, so that, like I said, last time I was in there, it was like they had Naruto, they had Sasuke, and they had Kakashi, and then they went back in there and they updated the thing. It was like, hey, we already did all those. like we can't continue doing them, man. You need to vote for somebody else. And so like Itachi had his in there, and then like I think it kind of spawned from Itachi. They were like, oh, okay, well, like let's do the Akatsuki and do all of them, you know.
Yeah.
So I think they're just generating ideas, you know. But I have to see. Yeah, like I have to go back in there and I have to see. Oh, wait, here we go. Sorry, man. I'm trying to translate it from
Oh,
Japanese to English. You know. So the poll did close. Okay, the poll closed already. So okay, so here was the top three before they closed and let us know who the winner was. Uh, Minato was the first person. Minato won it. Number two was Itachi, and three was Sakura. And in the end, they did also Shisui Uchiha. I don't. Do you remember who
yeah, yeah.
Shisui is? So Shisui was the other one. But you see, they were like, they can't do Minato. They already did Itachi. They already did Sakura, Shisui. They already did Shisui. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people were voting for things that were already done. You know, and everybody
Yeah,
was
it's like
like
you need
yeah,
to move on already. Like,
yeah. They were like, no, we want to know, like, like to move the story forward. But they were like, I guess in the end, man, they were like, nah, man, we
yeah,
want to know. We want to know. So I'm on that train. Like I don't think they should have ended Naruto, especially the way they did it. It was horrible. To mine,
I
to mine.
I don't know anybody that watches Baruto, so I think I know one person. I don't hear people talk about it. I hear people talking about Naruto still, but
And to be truthful, man, it is in like the circles that I run in there. It's like dead. Like even like the Naruto, like I play Naruto online. It's
yeah,
a game, and man, even all in my Discord there, man, they're like, man, we don't play that, man. We'll watch Naruto. Nobody watches that. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. Because I was watching it, man, because I was like, oh, man, I really want to see what happens to Naruto. Then in the end, I was like, I don't care. I was like,
yeah,
I don't care. I was like, let it die. I don't care. I don't care. You're gonna kill off my longtime saving hero. Get out of here. I won't see
yeah.
it. So, what was I say? Oh, so Attack. If you're not aware, Attack on Titan is premiering its OVAs. They're pretty much OVAs. It's called The Final Season, Part 1, Part 2. Part 1 is already out. Go watch it. It's amazing. It's just that. And when it ended, I was like, "What? No!" I was like, "Dude, I need to know what's gonna happen." That was really good. Now there is another anime I want to talk about, and it keeps crashing, so I gotta minimize it before it crashes my computer again. So you need to check this anime out. It is called Hell's Paradise. Check this anime. So it's a manga right now. It's Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, Tokyo Ghoul, like Samurai Shampoo, all wrapped up in one. It is ridiculous. I'm gonna go back to the old school. It's ridiculous, man. It is that just the animation's awesome. The storyline is stupid great. So you need to check it out. So it's coming out April 1st. I think it said April 1st is the first premiere.
Crunchyroll, yeah.
Yeah, April 1st. Jump on it early. I definitely we're gonna. I have to talk to Nick about it, but we're gonna
No,
talk.
I'm looking at these pictures. Yeah,
We're
I'm
gonna jump
definitely.
on that. We're gonna jump on it and start doing the recaps on those because I think it's gonna be if they go off like the manga, it's gonna be really good. It's gonna
I
be
mean,
good.
looking at the Crunchyroll trailer of it, this looks pretty
Yeah, it looks
interesting.
good. Yeah. So that being said, everybody look forward to that. It's gonna be a really good one. Also, like we said, spring is up, so all the animes are being dropped. And I guess on our next podcast, man, we can go over like, upcoming. What's on the spring lineup.
Yeah.
We'll go through them and everything so that y'all have a clue so that y'all could join us in our combos on them. So, that being said, man. So, Nick, how did our first episode go?
Man, I think it went good. I mean, y'all can let us know in the comments what you think, what animes you want us to talk about, what animes are coming up that you want us to jump on the bandwagon and dissect and figure out. We're gonna be. I mean, of course, we watch them. You watch a lot more than I do, but I'm starting to get more into anime now that it's baseball season for me. So I don't really watch much of that. I just kind of,
With a big old Astros flag in the
yeah,
background. Let's
I
listen.
skim it. I mean, it's a hundred.
Listen, guys. Faker over there.
It's a
Faker.
hundred and something games. I can watch it more when it's meaningful, not when I watch it. It's like to me, it's like One Piece. Like I'm already invested, but we're just gonna keep going. Oh, but no, I mean, if y'all like this kind of stuff, man, let us know. We're still gonna do our videos of breaking down animes and talking about them and everything for y'all. So let us know what animes you want us to talk about. Go check out our TikTok. We do a lot of different things on there, all types of different anime stuff. You can always find us on there. Instagram, Twitter, we're on
Rumble.
everything. Yeah, Rumble. So we have a bunch of different things coming up for sure. This is the first episode on the Madras YouTube. If you want to watch our old videos, they're on the at SLG network. That's where we're at. So we'll be here from now on. So don't think this is just the only one and we haven't done anything else yet. But man, I ain't got nothing else to add, man. I'm good. Hey.
Oh, that's good, man. All right. Well, yep. Like I said, the new mangas are coming up. Some of them are in. We're gonna be doing a little more podcast style for the next couple of weeks because, like I said, a lot of them are ending. So there's gonna be a little bit of 2 week gap, 3 week gap where it's not much coming out. Hell's Paradise is coming out on the first, but I don't know if they're just teasing us with one episode and then they're gonna drop off until spring and then come back in. Sometimes they do it, especially when they're hyping it up this big, but hopefully not. And then we have a little something to talk to you guys about over the break. So that being said, everyone, we appreciate y'all. Please follow us on all our social medias. Like you said, this is episode 1, and we're gonna go from there. All righty, Nick, let us out.
Later, guys.